you have time. Yeah, so Chef will run these recipes. Ito yung mga instructions kung paano i-set up yung machine mo, yung box mo. So yeah, we started running Chef Solo manually after getting the blank Vagrant box. And yeah, recently we've discovered na pwede palang i-execute yung chef run through the Vagrant initialization. So pag Vagrant up mo, pwedeng may part doon na mag-execute na siya. And you don't have to do, so pwedeng Vagrant up na lang. Okay, so ganito yung setup namin when we're starting to learn Vagrant, so February, March. Well, actually, yeah. So, yeah, February, March, April. So, eventually had this cookbook na mag-install everything on Vagrant. It takes a while to set it up because it tries to do everything. It tries to automate even yung pag-check out ng code. And that's not so nice because if you're dealing with a 350 meg code base, it takes a while and chef times out. So mapapatagal lang. So yun, ganun yung setup namin dati. And we had to front load the VM. So ibig sabihin, meron kaming nilalagay dun sa VM before it's being used in a chef run, like keys and other things, other configuration files. So parang nahahati nadidistribute yung knowledge on how to set up the system, which is not so, again, prone to gaps. Nakakalimutan mo yun over time. Plus, people actually miss their editor settings. So, one complaint with the self-contained box is that I want to use MVim. Where's my other? So I have to set it up. Asan yung? So yeah, so yung personalization is an important thing. So that's the thing we discovered. And most of this self-contained thing, when in terms of development, you don't actually need to be, at least that's my opinion, yung fully automated na just run command and everything else now. Okay. So, we have this idea through, if you're familiar with the Discourse project, yeah. So, this was just a couple of weeks ago. Hatiin natin. So, we still code on the machine, on the host. The source code is still loaded there. But you run the RSpec, you run your Rails server on the virtual machine. So, the bundle stuff nandun sa VM. So what we did was, we had this Git project na submodules yung app mismo. So parang isipin mo parang may container, tapos nasa loob yung app na papatakbohin namin. And we figure out a way to access the file system through NFS and yung mga points. Yeah, it's not fully automated. Like when after the chef run and you need to have SSH keys on the VM, you have to do a copy. So yun, and do install RVM and bundle. Matagal install yung RVM. It's very long. If it's in a chef run, it could time out. Plus there are some quirks if you're using older RVMs. It's simple enough. This approach is simple enough. So yeah, with that we're using it every day here. So what's next? We deploy apps using Capistrano, and yeah, there's kanina may napansin kami na, so I have to do cap deploy. I have to remember that I have to do it na VM. Maybe or maybe not, but pwede rin sana dapat na you can do it on the machine itself or on the virtual machine. And yes, Nginx, if you're dealing with things like mapping through URLs, since you're on a container, it doesn't have direct access to the network. So if you do a browser and do a HTTP something .local, you have to do it manually. And with this effort na it wasn't easy. It took us a few weekends of studying Chef, Vagrant and stuff. A couple of bugs, but sana magamit namin yung natutunan namin to deploy these cookbooks on EC2. So we could set up, say, I don't know, as an acceptance environment or something. And yeah, be more fastidious in reporting bugs or quirks. Like say, some app requires this configuration file, and sometimes it takes about a while to from the time you discover that problem up to addressing it, masyadong malaki. Just because, it's working, I can live with it. Pero dapat we should have that habit of, there's a problem, put it somewhere so that kung nakita mo ulit, you can fix it. Hindi siya nababaon sa limot, thereby not introducing gaps.
Yung okay doon, since you made it a project, you just report issues.
Yes.
Like, oh, this is not working, and then fix it.
Sample ba? Well, I don't know if I'm allowed, but this is a typical chef run. In the left side is what basically installs the stuff. Ito yung VM. I just ran bundler. So, bundle install takes a while. So, but it's less than an hour now. Okay, yun lang. Thank you. Yes.
Would you recommend it to someone who's just getting into like wants to learn to or Rails?
Hindi pa. Pero kung OC ka dun sa yung isang benefit kasi dito, if you don't want stuff lying around, you just destroy it. Then, so maybe
I noticed na parang it becomes useful, especially when you start deploying already to a production environment. Kasi kung, let's say, pet projects lang, it's your own, it's not clients. Like I had, for the first 3 years, I didn't feel a need to use Rails or something like that.
I used to use Zen, yung XCN, virtualization. But yeah, that wasn't easy to set up. So this is by far, if you're just programming and you need something you can destroy and rebuild. So maybe there's an example of how to destroy it. But it takes a while to rebuild. Well, thanks.
Yung coding, paano kayo nag-code? Gamit yung shared folder o diretso dun sa VM?
Shared folder, dun sa host lang.
Host.
Tapos
Shared folder.
It's mounted on the VM, so when you do a bundle on the VM, ito yun.
Pwede ba siyang magamit sa production server?
Sayang wala si Topher. Pero yeah, but
Essentially, VirtualBox image rin naman yun eh. Possible naman, may possibility na i-deploy mo siya. But it's a development
so we took
server.
this approach of tuning for development kasi ibang-iba yung wala kaming control dun sa staging and or testing and production. So as long as it works in Capistrano, okay din.
Or if you try, kung tinatry yung i-mimic yung production environment, basically the same versions ng mga dependencies and
Doon kami nasasaktan. So, you know.
Kasi mamaya iba yung version ng Nginx kasi Nginx lang.
Or kung may bug tapos gusto namin palitan yung mga versions, pwede namin gawin. Okay, thank you.